Hello and welcome back to the Algo Trading Strategies channel. In today's video we are going to explore an RSI strategy again. In yesterday's video we were exploring a relative strength index based strategy. Long only it was a breakout strategy, and today we are going to change a little bit the parameters and see whether or not we can get a better strategy even than yesterday's one. If you don't know already what's the goal of this channel, this is very simple. The goal is to find many automatable strategies that I can trade on Bitcoin especially, but also on other cryptos as well, that I can automate using Python scripts and then trade a portfolio, a well-rounded portfolio of these strategies in an automated way. And the goal, of course, is to grow an account in a very steady fashion, so that it goes to the upside without too many drawdowns, of course. So to do that, we explore many strategies that are based on technical indicators. Yes, I believe in technical indicators because behind each and every one of them, there is a core idea. This idea was based on a trend following idea approach or a mean reversion approach, which means the price has a tendency to revert to the mean, and the trend following approach, which is when the price rises to the upside, for example here in green, we try to catch the trend using any technical indicator that would be adequate for this. So overall, I trade a portfolio of uncorrelated strategies, and each strategy is based more or less on a technical indicator. So now you know the goal of this channel. Let's come back to today's strategy. This is a long-only strategy. I recommend you use the spot market to avoid the funding rate, and I think that this very strategy that we are going to study today could be also used with some leverage in the futures market as well. So also note that the fee model that I apply in the backtests today is a simple 0.1% fee on the entry and the exit of each long trade. So let's come back to the RSI-based strategy today. We use a very simple entry where we enter when the candlestick here in 4 hourly, for example, closes when the RSI is above 55. So the 55 value, for example, would be here. So yes, 56, for example, for this very candlestick here. So this little green candlestick we would have entered along when it closes. And then we close when the RSI is below 45. So we enter when it's above 55 and we close when it's below 45. You can see the value here. The big green one here, it's 76. So yeah, we have to wait for a 45 RSI value, which comes very later at around maybe something like that here. Yes, this candlestick, I believe, or maybe this one. Yeah, we would have closed here at $95,600 or $700 for Bitcoin. So a trade of about here in 4 hourly of 19 days. So yeah, here I would recommend, of course, to use the spot market for such long trades, because it would be maybe too long, maybe not, maybe, it depends, for the futures market where you pay the funding fees. So if the funding fees are very high, it might be too expensive in fees. So it's up to you. So let's look at some results here. You can see the equity curve in blue in the middle chart, where we start with a capital of $1,000 and we end up having $40,000, so a 40x, which is an excellent performance. Of course, there are some drawdowns that we always try to avoid in trading and in algo trading as well. Here, for example, during the long range in 2024, the only problem with that, you can see on the green bands where we have the long trades, is that we don't have a number of trades that's acceptable. It's too few trades here. There are maybe 20 or 40 trades, even maybe less. So it's not much, and I want more trades than that. So let's go to another daily strategy that I backtested for you. So here I used an RSI of length 4, so very short length for the relative strength index, you can see that we have many more trades in the form of the green bands or the green dots, which represent the entries and the exits of each trade. Also, I didn't say that, but I also employ a simple moving average filter that you can see in blue with a length of 80, I believe here. And the equity curve is quite nice, as you can see. It goes quite steadily with flat periods, flat intervals here for the equity from $1,000 to about $16,000 over the 7-year long backtests that we have today here, starting in about 2017 or 2018, depending on the length of the simple moving average and the RSI. Sometimes it starts in 2018 more than 2017 because we need more historical data depending on the length of the technical indicators that we use. So about 16x over a 7 or 8 year long backtest. Again, the number of trades is not very high, but it's over 100, and that's some threshold that I like for the backtests, more than 100 trades. It's kind of arbitrary, but this is at least some statistical significance that we can rely on with more than 100 trades. Here you can see the 4 hourly with a very cool backtest where we do 20x. You can see that here on the middle chart in blue over this still the same time interval starting in 2017 or 2018, and the number of occurrences, the number of trades, is much higher than for the daily. It's in the 4 hourly time frame here. Let's take a look at the heat maps. Here you can see the sharp ratios in green, so the greener the more performant it was. So here the x-axis represents the RSI length, so between 2 and 26, and more than that I just stopped the backtests because the number of trades were too low. So the y-axis was the simple moving average length, so we apply a filter where we enter the trade only when the price is above that simple filter here, and the best performance would have been around these very green areas with a length of about 20, 22 for the RSI and a length of about 100, 120 for the simple moving average. So this very green length. So this represents the sharp ratios, and I'm going to also cross this data point with the X multiplier. So here's the sensitivity heat map for the multiplier this time and not the sharp ratios. And as you can see, the best performances are met or hit when the length are around 20 for the RSI and 100 for the simple moving average filter. So with the next multiplier around 20 and 25 also. So very good performance. The only problem with these numerical parameters is the number of trades actually. And I noticed that to have more than 100 trades during our backtest, we had in the daily time frame, here the green heat maps that I'm showing to you are for the daily time frame. I noticed that the RSI length must be below 5 to have more than 100 trades, and above for 6, 7, 8 and so on, the number of trades is below 100. So in fact these performance to the right of this heat map, even though they are good, I cannot use them because I use that threshold of more than 100 trades that I want in the backtest. So yes, we have to fall back to these values of 4 or 5 for the RSI and maybe 80 here for simple moving average length. But obviously the green cells, the green area here is not well defined, but at the same time the number of trades is more than 100. If we take a look again at the sensitivity heat map for the sharp ratios, again in the daily time frame here, we could see that we had indeed an area that's greener here for the length 4 or 5 for the RSI and for the simple moving average around 80 or so. But again, yes, this is not very well defined, and there is a sharp drop in performance for 4 here seemingly, and also for 6 for the RSI. As you can see, the columns are less green than for the 3 and 5 length for the RSI. So yeah, could use that, but it's not perfect. Let's go to the 4 hourly, where you can see that the sharp ratios are very good, usually above 1 also. So the whole map is blue here, so we could obviously choose a length for the RSI between maybe 5 and 28 or 30 even, and with about any filter length for the simple moving average. So let's look at the return multiplier. It will help us decide. So as you can see, the return multiplier are not obviously the same for all the length, and the area where they are bluer, so I'm talking about the return multiplier of the whole backtest, are around for a length of between maybe 12 and 20, something like that. So all this area here, and a simple moving average length between 100 and 150, something like that. For example, in the backtest that I showed to you in the 4 hourly a few minutes ago, I chose a length for the RSI of 16 and a length for the filter, the simple moving average length, of 120. So this cell here. Let's look at it again. Here's the performance for these numerical parameters that I chose for the 4 hourly time frame. So yes guys, this is the best backtest that I obtained today. Hope you had some good value in the video. Please hit the like button if you liked it, and also subscribe to the channel if you want more backtests from me in the future. Bye bye.